expecting Kathy since the participant panel shows me as Kathy. Kathy's on vacation, so I'm going to be covering for today. And this is Tech Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to be going through training. So I'm glad you guys are on. It's good to see everybody. Excited to go through some topic stuff. And as many of you already know, this is Tech Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Time. We want to go through anything related to LFI technology, how to use it, tips, tricks, best practices, all so that you guys can leverage everything that you have at your disposal as it relates to the technology. So as always, if you're joining us live on this Zoom, please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know where you're calling in from. If you want to share your shuffle card, go on ahead and grab that. This might be important because we're going to go through some additional training today that I have on the docket, and I'm throwing in my card right there. It says it's coming from Kathy, but it's coming from me, and we're going to be talking about some stuff as well that I put down on the whiteboard here. But before I get too deep into it, I want to open this up. Hey, Anna, good to have you on. Shelly, always a pleasure. Obviously, everybody, Mike, good to have you on. Brenda, Ruben, good to see you. I want to open this up for anybody who's on today. If you're having an issue, if you have a question about something specific that you're working on or anything like that, go on ahead and raise your hand or throw it in the chat, and let's go through that. And then also, I want to preface this. We'll probably have a hard stop in about 45 minutes today. My daughter has a school play, so I've got to run over there and watch them do their thing. I say play because they're first graders, so I'm not expecting it to be Hamilton by any means, but it should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. Ruben, go ahead. You've got your hand up. Good to see you.
Yeah, I just wanted to share a time-saving tip that I just implemented. When I meet people and I want to share shuffle with them, what I'm doing now, instead of going ahead and creating the card, whether it's a promo card, I still have a question about creating the free card, because I think it would be neat if I had a way to create the free card and send it to them in the promo card format that we have. But then that's here. Anyway, I create a promo card. I'm taking the time and putting their picture, getting all their information and the contact list. And I go, wait a minute. They may not be impressed or not or whatever. The best thing for me to do is to reach out for them with my coffee chat one-to-one promo card and said, hey, I'd be interested in setting up a time to learn about your business.
Yep. And
schedule a time and date. I think that strategy moving forward first, and then having the conversation and shuffle is going to save me a lot of time. And I think it'll be more productive, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're all looking for different efficiencies we can gain within any part of our process. Ruben, one of those strategies, and I think there's some psychology that you can lean into. It's the same type of psychological stuff when we talk about the layout of one of our templates or our cards, where we know we've got about 3 seconds to catch somebody's attention, to get them to stay on our card, to get them to scroll, to get them to do that type of stuff. I also know if you preface it with, I want to learn more about you, and you make the focus on them, they're more willing to come in and engage, unless, as opposed to say, hey, I'd like to sit down and I want to talk about my product, my service, my opportunity. Then they're coming in going, oh, I don't want to know about that. Maybe I don't even know what you do. Part of this sales and marketing process that we learn about with tips and tricks on stuff is both are one and the same. Both are part of the sales process. Just one starts with the focus on them, and the other starts with the focus on you. And Ruben, I would say 9 times out of 10, at least in my own personal experience, when you place the focus on them, that's when you get the opportunity to ask all those questions we've been talking about. That's when you get the opportunity to dig. How are you doing this? How are you doing that? And that's when you get the opportunity, by making it all about them, to listen, and they're going to identify to you what they're doing, where the gaps are, what the potential problems are, and how you can be a best service to them, independent of if that service is on the LFI side or if that service is on anything that you might be offering, So same thing for anybody in this room. Like, Anna, I know on the legal side, right? You sit down with somebody, I want to learn all about you. I want to learn about your family. I want to learn about where you're from. I want to learn about all these things so I can ask some pointed type questions, and I'm going to discover things that maybe will allow me to position my offering to be a service or support to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very
questions
powerful.
Are the key. And all the time that you're learning about them, they're talking about themselves and they're happy campers.
Who doesn't love
how old are your kids?
Yeah.
Are your kids driving age? Have you guys, do you go to church? Do you own your own business?
100%.
What do you do for fun? I go four-wheeling. Oh, that could be kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah, right. And all of that's going to give you the ammo and educate you on how to best position how you can serve them.
I can wait to the end of the conversation and say, listen, I could help you out with, I might be able to help you out with something. Let me just send you some information.
Yep. Absolutely. And, I would actually encourage everybody on this call, try this. The next meeting that you have, if it's not a super important meeting where you already have an agenda and all this other stuff, the next prospecting meeting that you have, make it all about them. Ask them questions. Here's what I've found out. If you make it all about them, like almost not over the top, but just all about them, about halfway to 3/4 of the way through the conversation, something clicks for them and they realize, wait a second, I've been talking all about me. A guy and I had a meeting one time, and I remember this clear as day. The gentleman turned over to us and he goes, hold on a second. You guys know everything about me and I still don't know anything about you guys. And we've been talking for maybe half an hour. You know what I mean? And then he starts asking some of those questions. So what do you guys do? Man, wow, what an opener, Oh, let us tell you about what we do. And then we can relate it back to everything we know about him so that we're already positioning our offerings to best fit their needs. So I would encourage you, make it all about them. Think about the person asking the questions controls the conversation. Okay. If you didn't realize that, the person asking the questions controls the conversation. So tuck that back into your little quotes or phrases thing to remember. And next time you're in a meeting, if you want to take control of the conversation, ask a question. And then ask more questions and follow-up questions. You'll start to be able to steer that conversation. You can even answer a question and ask a question in your response as well. Very, very powerful in that technique. We've talked a bit in the past about what types of questions to ask. Ruben, I know Kathy shared a book a while back with like 100 great questions to ask. I'm sure you're looking around for it right now. Yep, going to grab it and hold it up. Yep, right there. Just like a little quick tip guide on what to ask and questions like that. I've always been a fan of FORM or FORD. It's just an easy acronym to remember in your head, right? FORD or FORM. And it stands for family, recreation, organization, and dreams. If you're doing the FORD model, you ask them a bunch of questions about their family. Think about that family type of stuff. Where are you from? Have you always lived here? Are you a native? Have you come over here, etc.? How many siblings do you have? Are they all close by? Some of those questions that Anna was talking about, right? Organization, what do you do? How long have you done it? Who is your ideal client? All of those types of things. When you start asking people about themselves, two things, ask them about themselves or ask somebody about their opinion. People want to give that stuff up. In fact, I've done tests like that. Go walk up to a total stranger. Maybe they're across the room from you at a networking event, something like that. And just say, hey, can I get your opinion on something? And they'll be like, sure. Yeah, what do you want to, so those are always ways to even open the conversation. Hey, let me ask you a quick question about something, or can I get your opinion? Or my friend and I are trying to settle something. Do you think you could give us your opinion on this? Tell us who's right.
Help.
Yeah, exactly.
People love to help.
Love it. They give their opinion, talk about themselves, offer some help. These are all, again, strategies that when we think about it, it's all part of the same process of sales and marketing, but it doesn't come across as salesy or marketing, right? You're not just sitting there trying to cram your product or offering or anything like that down their throat. So be aware of that, and that's an opportunity for you to leverage. So Ruben, great idea, and thanks for bringing that up. Anything else from anybody before I jump over to some of the stuff I wanted to cover today? Anybody? All right. And then Ruben, if you guys were looking in the chat, he did write down the title of that book, 100 Plus Questions to Ignite Conversations and Spark Dialogue. I think one of Kathy's friends did that. And I think that you can look it up on Amazon or whatnot. So for today, I keep coming back to the content that we are sharing out to people, because when I'm thinking about business and relationship and networking and sales and marketing and all of those things, it tends to typically, in my mind, fall into two buckets: the relationship itself and where that relationship is in its relationship life cycle, and the information that I'm providing to that relationship to allow them to become educated so that they can make an informed buying decision. Yes, no, maybe, etc. And so when I think about that, I'm thinking about the marketing side and the content that I'm sharing and what it's supporting. And one of the things I had on the board today is creating your card. And I had an opportunity this weekend to sit down with Milton Olave. He's a speaker, author, coach out of the East Coast, Southeast Coast in Miami. And we've been working to help bring Shuffle to the Hispanic and Spanish-speaking markets. And we were on a call over the weekend, and we were talking about Milton's card. And so I asked Milton, can you share your card with me that you created? And is it something you believe is worth sharing? And he said, yes, I love my card. Let me share it with you. So I'm going to share his card with you guys right now. Just show it on the screen. I'd be happy to post a link into it as well. But this is Milton's card. So you can see this is Milton. He's up on stage. He's speaking in front of an auditorium. He's trying to position this as I am a speaker and an authority on the subject matter. He's got some brands here. Again, if Jeff Vaggi was on this call, and maybe he is, he'd be talking about, like, how are we getting borrowed confidence? What are we talking about in our copywriting and those types of things? This is what you call borrowed confidence, right? Here are the brands that I've worked with. You may have heard of Ashley or Lennar or Remax or Coldwell or whatnot. And he works a lot with real estate agents and other sales professionals, right? He's a sales and business growth expert. Getting to know Milton, he's got information about what he does, how long he's been doing it, and how he can help serve his clients. He's got ways for them to contact him. He's got an outbound link to his Spanish-speaking website, the social media. And then here's another great thing. He's got lots of testimonials, right? He used to be and work with Tony Robbins. That's a big testimonial that he highlights a lot. And he's got lots of testimonials from the people, the groups, and the teams that he's trained with. So he's allowing that person who's on the card to continue to consume information over and over and over again. And Milton was excited. He built this card. He built it in the mobile builder, as we can see, and he's out there sharing it. And if we jump into Milton's account, we can see he shared it 100 times, and he's gotten 5 times the views as the shares. So he's seeing reshares out of it and all of this type of stuff. He's pretty excited about this. And I said, Milton, we have more flexibility for you to adjust your design if you build it in the desktop builder. So going back to our subject matter for today's training, I wanted to talk about creating our card and really what I see as 2 or 3 of the paths that we all have to build content. And I just wanted to speak to those a little bit and then compare and contrast them a little bit and see if anybody has any questions on this. Because as you can see, Milton is technical, but not super tech savvy. He's not a designer. He's not a coder. He's not a programmer. He's a business and growth coach, right? Sales and growth coach. So that's where his sweet spot is. So up here, you can either build your card. And again, there is a skill set to building. Even if you're using the mobile builder, there's a skill set involved. You've got to at least have some information, type some stuff up, have your images created and ready to put in. There's also the desktop builder. And again, there's differences between these two, as we're all aware of. And if you're not aware of them, well, let's go through it real quick. Mobile builder, you can build it on your computer, but you can also build it from your mobile phone. If you build it from your computer and you need to update it, edit it, or change it at any time, you can do that from your mobile device. Additionally, it's probably the simplest way to build a card, but you're going to be constrained on the layouts that are available in that mobile builder. So you can't adjust anything. You preview that layout and you say, yes, this will work for me. And really the only flexibility you have is if you want to leave a blank space so it doesn't show up on the card, or maybe add an additional button, etc. Whereas on the desktop builder, you have to have a little bit more technical sophistication, right? There's dragging and dropping. The elements on those layouts have multiple different variables that you can adjust. There's a bit more flexibility, but it's a little bit more of a longer or intensive process. And we're going to look at that. And then on the next side, outside of building, you've got cloning. You've got cloning and what I would consider pretty close to cloning, custom templates, right? And then you've got on both of those, you can do it on mobile or desktop, right? You can clone a mobile card if you find a great mobile card that you like, or you can clone a desktop card. Most of the cloning that I do personally is on desktop cards. Somebody has created a design, they've dragged and dropped things, they put in elements, and they've done all of that type of stuff. And I like their design, and I'll say, okay, great, I can clone it. And why I bring that up is I shared my card in the chat. And if you open my card up, whether you're on your computer or on your phone, doesn't matter. If you need me to share you a link to save it, it's right there. You know what I mean? And if you clone my card, you can use my template. It's completely unlocked, and you can modify it and use it as a starting base for anything. And the reason I bring that up is that's what I did with Milton this weekend. I said, Milton, I want to take you through an overview of the cards. You have your growth expert. Let's build 3 more cards and let's go through it. The first card that we built from information based on his card. So he already had all the information there. It was basically copy and paste. And one of the things that I showed Milton, and we're going to talk about that tip as we go through here, is doing it on the desktop, even if you're using the mobile builder, allows you to jump between tabs. So you can jump around as you copy and paste stuff. So pretty powerful. So this is Milton's original card. We saw it as we scrolled through it. Lots of great elements on there. Yeah, Anna, go ahead.
Speaking of that, while you're here, can you copy and paste that? I have a Latino leadership group here I'd like to share that with.
Yep, of course. So I'm going to paste this in the chat for everybody. This is Milton's card. This is not a trackable link for his card, so he's not going to get a bunch of alerts or anything like that. But his cards are all unlocked. So if you want to clone one of Milton's cards, feel free to go ahead and do that. Now, the first thing I showed Milton over the weekend, and the first thing I suggest that everybody on here, whether you're on just a simple free app or whether you're on the premium app, is to still build your free digital business card. So I said, Milton, let's start out on the ground floor. Everybody in the world should have a digital business card. Here's what Milton's would look like if he just built a free business card. So we use the free business card template. You can see a little bit different. It's highlighting him and not necessarily the speaker stuff. And you can see there are elements maybe missing on it. The borrowed confidence, a lot of the extra videos, all of that type of stuff when we look at the free card. So if I was sort of moving these in order, the free card would really come first, right? Picture, color scheme, who he is, how to contact him, how to connect with him, the same Spanish link, but he only has one video. So when I built this card for Milton, I said, Milton, you've got all these great videos on your card. Which is the most important one? And he was like, oh, let's put in the Tony Robbins. It has the most brand recognition. Let's bring that one in. So we brought in the Tony Robbins one. And then we left the form. Now, I can't tell you whether Milton's going to share the free card or not, but he has an example of what the free card looks like from his perspective. And again, if you're somebody out there who's promoting LFI, you're promoting Shuffle, you're promoting Tap, you might as well build your version of the free card so that you can show somebody what their free card would look like from your perspective. Oh yeah, let me show you what you get for free. And then let me show you what you can build if you want to do something more than free. Add more videos, add more links, add more stuff. Yep, Ruben, go ahead. Okay.
I'm going into my account, my dashboard, and I still can't download that card, the free card to work on. In other words,
let's go through that right now. Let's go through that right now. Okay. You know how to add a card. You can either use the plus sign in the lower right corner, or you can use the blue box up at the top. Since I'm taking over Kathy's account, I know she likes to use the blue box at the top. So that's the path we're going to take. Go over to plus create at the top and select card. And Ruben, for you, that free business card template is going to be under the mobile card builder. And for all of us, it should already be in your stack. The search term is free business card. And if you are not seeing that in your mobile card builder, Ruben, you can select search for a template and you can type in free business card right there. And when you hit search, it will pull that template in for you. You can see it just slid over automatically. I already have it in mind, but even if I delete this, so maybe yours looks like this, where it's completely blank and all you have are the regular standard templates. You can come over here, type in free business card, hit search, and it will pull up that template. So Ruben, take an opportunity to do that as I'm moving forward. And if you have any issues, just raise your hand and let us know. Okay. Okay, so we have Milton's free card here. Again, same empowerment, leadership, CEO, name, contact info. All of these are the same elements that he has on his mobile built card. Then I said, Milton, we can go from having that free mobile card to having something that we build from scratch. So if we're in Milton's account here, and I'm just going to get out of the mobile builder, you can see I have Milton's free business card example right here listed down. Then I have Milton's desktop built from scratch card. So building from scratch really is the best way to learn the desktop builder. You're not going to break it, but if you play around with it, you're going to start learning what you can and can't do really in that desktop builder. So let's jump over from this card then. We moved over to create Milton's 3% formula card. And he's like, yeah, I really actually like having the lead with that Tony Robbins, but I couldn't do it on the mobile template that you guys had, but I can do it in the desktop. So he put in his 3% formula. He added the background colors that he likes. He put in his video at the top. Now he's leaning in straight to here. Again, a difference between looking at it in the circle and having it be a lot bigger. It calls it out, brings it front and center. These are all going to have slight differences subconsciously to the viewer that position Milton for him or for her. So again, how is that set up? The same information, and then broke it down and have all the information that he had on his original card, right? I mean, the text is the exact same between the two, but we're starting to lay it out a little bit different. He was excited to have the ability, and we were just playing around. He's coming back to edit these this week, but on colors, change the color of your buttons, change the color of backgrounds, do everything you want to do within that desktop builder. The other thing he liked, adding multiple videos. Again, he was really keen on having all of these testimonials as somebody goes through. So what I want to do, yeah, go ahead. Anna.
You scroll down just a little bit.
Yep, I've scrolled down all the way to the bottom of his card.
No, go. I'm sorry. Scroll up. Purple buttons. Go back to the purple buttons.
Yeah.
It says Milton Olab on Espanol. Does that mean that when you click on that, everything turns to Spanish?
No, it means that it takes them to his website where the website is in Spanish.
Okay.
So that's an outbound web link that takes you to Milton's website. Okay. And then again, on the color side of things, when you are in the editor, when you're actually building your cards, and again, this is Milton's built from scratch card. Let's go in and edit it. I come down to the area of the button, let's say, and you can see I just put it in. That's the text he had on his button.
So you can correct the spelling there, Espanol.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, it's an editor. I'm sorry.
No, I love it, Anna. And this is a good thing, right? You can come back and edit your cards over and over and over again. We met with Milton for about 30 minutes on Saturday to build 3 cards. That's an average of 10 minutes per card. So we weren't spending a ton of time as we wrote stuff out, dragged and dropped and copied and pasted stuff in, and you're bound to make a mistake.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You can come back and fix it.
You
Also,
can have Anna review it for you.
Yeah, for sure. There you go. Also, I want to throw this out here and take it for what it's worth. I saw a research study once where they actually were sending out emails. So it's not on web pages, but this was from emails. And they did a split test between the same email, but one email was perfectly scripted, right? Everything was right, grammatically, all of that type of stuff. Then they took the exact same email copy and maybe at about a 5% rate threw a few word mistakes in there, a few punctuation mistakes. And they ran the same emails. And the second email actually outperformed the first email because the viewers thought it was more real. more authentic, that it was more human because humans make mistakes. So again, take it for what it's worth. If you were one of these analytical people, right? I mean, it's sort of cringeworthy, Anna, but if you were one of these analytical people looking at what is my conversion rate on these emails, and you saw you could get a 10% uptick by misspelling 5 words in your email.
That actually means that at least 5% of those people are responding to correct the error.
Possibly. I've also seen things where
But
you
it's
can take a
engagement.
word, you could take a word and you can mix up all the middle letters and just keep the first and the last, and people can pretty much see or read through
right
it.
through
So
it,
maybe
yeah.
they're not catching those types of things. But again, we saw, Milton, you can see when I'm in this email on the editor, there are elements that we have hidden. It's okay to hide elements. You don't have to use everything in your template. I got to the point where we were adding videos here, and I'm just going to show you what I was doing, right? I was opening up Milton's other cards. Let me go back to this one, right? And I was looking at the videos, and all I'm doing is just grabbing a video.
Hey, friends.
I'm going to use the share button to copy the link. Then I'm going back into my editor. In this case, I'm cloning the videos to stack them. So I'm just going to hit clone. The nice part is the video formatting is all kept the whole time. I click on the new one and I paste in the video. Then I'd come back to the next one. We'll close this one out. Scroll down to the next one. Grab the link. Grab the share. Copy it. Jump over. This is back to that tip about having the ability to just copy and paste from different tabs in your browser. So I'm literally just walking back and forth from the original template where he already had all the content and the new template that I'm building. And again, you could do this from back and forth from YouTube or wherever else you're grabbing your content from. And I'm coming over and I'm just cloning the previous one. So it drops another one down, clicking on that one and pasting in. So once you have all your content available, you start to gain these efficiencies as you build, whether it's a Google Doc that has all your words in it, whether it's a file that has all of your images in it, or a website or YouTube that has all of your videos. You can easily grab all of those elements as you sort of go through this whole process. So again, we'll just grab one more. I'm not going to do them all, but you get the drift, right? I'm just grabbing content. I'm jumping back over between these 2 tabs. I'm cloning the previous one. It's dropping down a new one and I'm putting it in. And all I was trying to show Milton was, look, the difference between your existing card right here. Close this down. Your existing card right here and the new card that we're creating for you. And you can see it stops right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into Shuffle. We're going to hit save. The moment you hit save, this is another tip. You can have the card open in a different view and you can just refresh the card. And now you'll see we've got all those videos we added already added there. So it helps with the editing process if you've got or are working from your desktop. Okay. The last thing I wanted to talk about here is we went through, right? Milton had his original card. We built the example of the free card so that he could show people what they get for free and be able to compare and contrast that from what he's able to build as a premium user. And then we built one as a premium user that's even more robust and still matches some of the elements of his free card and the card he built. Now, what I told Milton is I said, Milton, look, we're going to back out of here and get back to our cards. I said, Milton, I've shared my card with you in your card index, much like I've provided my card to everybody in the chat today, right? He can open it up. He can preview my card. He can see what my card looks like. And I said, Milton, all you have to do is go over to your card index, select my card, and go down and hit clone card. And when you hit clone card, you're going to be able to take my template here and swap out your information, your brand, your image, your information, your links, your videos. And so in about 2 minutes, so I want to talk about this, right? The mobile card builder maybe took us, 5-10 minutes. The desktop card builder, because it is more robust and we had to drag and drop and we laid out the template, maybe took us about 15 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes. And then the cloning of the card process, because he didn't want to make a ton of changes, and I'm just going to jump over to that. Guys, notice any
Oh,
similarities?
yeah.
Right? I mean, scroll up, guys. I mean, again, I don't have a problem if somebody wants to mirror the background, if somebody wants to throw in their branding on it. It's a card. I like it. I'm a bit biased. It's my personal card template. But if Milton needs to use it, he can use it, right? So it's, again, very similar to what he had, maybe even right here. But now he's cloning from my template and he's getting some better things, maybe some background images and things like that. And he's putting in the same thing, get to know Milton, the same Milton Espanol. Thankfully, this one's spelled right. The videos, all of that type of stuff. So I just wanted to throw that out here today, because if you're thinking about creating a card worth sharing, we want that card to set you apart, to highlight you, to make you look like a rock star in front of the people that you're sharing it with. So it would behoove you to spend a little bit of extra time dialing in your card, coming back and editing your card, reviewing your existing cards, and periodically saying, is this what I want to be sharing? Because you guys have carte blanche to share what you want from within your Shuffle account. You might as well create something worth sharing. So even if you're starting out with that free card or escalating up to cloning somebody else's card, you want to have something that is going to highlight you and everything that you do and how you can help and serve other people. Yeah, Anna, go ahead.
And just to reinforce what you're saying, you should periodically go back and make some kind of change on your card, some kind of change, and save it. And it'll ask you, do you want this to go out to all the people who had it before? And you say, yes.
So
Boom,
true.
another touch.
So true. And again, it truly is about multiple touch points. We know this. I mean, Ruben, you've given me so many testimonies of, hey, I'm running this process and I've had my 8th interaction and I just signed them up, or, all of these types of things. Guys, it's a numbers game out there. So if you play to that and use that to your advantage, every touch point, every interaction brings you top of mind. Getting them to save your card. Like you can see, Ruben's background has all of these contacts saved to the home screen, etc. Periodically updating your card. One of the things I recommend, if you have customers, maybe you have a customer loyalty group that you follow up with, and you might say, hey, I've got a monthly promotion. Tell them to download the free version. Tell them to send you their digital card so you have it as one of your customer cards in the card index and label them as a customer. And then give them your card so it's sitting in the card index and tell them to save it. Say, this is my monthly specials card, or this is my XYZ card. I periodically update this card and the system will alert you so that you can book your appointment or see the latest specials or the latest news, whatever that updated change is. And then to Anna's point, periodically go back, make an update. Even if you go back and change the phone number just to change it back and hit save, all you need to do is hit the save button, guys. You don't even have to have a drastic change, but the more variability that you put on your card in the change, the more the person's going to be likely to come back again and again. If I get an alert that Anna updated her card and it doesn't look much different, or it's the same card because she just changed the number, changed it back and hit update, I'll open it up the first alert I get, maybe the second or third alert I get. But after a while, when I see that there's not much change, I may not open it up in the future. Whereas if I saw that video that Anna has on her card changes on a monthly basis, and it's a new video talking about a different topic that best would serve her potential customers or her existing customers, sure as heck, I'm going to come back and check that out each time.
Yeah, I just did my first personal testimony video and have put together a list of 17 topics just for Legal Shield.
Yep.
So people can learn how to maximize their benefits through the service.
Love it. Love it.
And
again,
I'll be putting those out.
When we talk about value add, right? And we're supporting our customers, this allows you to potentially even expand the basket size of a customer. They might come in for one thing and then come across something else that you do and add or bundle in that service the next time you follow up with them. We always say, right, we had those 3 categories: lead generation in our business, hello to enrollment, and post-enrollment. We cannot lose sight of post-enrollment. Our customer, when we get them, that's when the work begins. We want to retain them. We want to expand their basket size of what they're spending with us. We value them. We want to keep them long-term. And we want to turn every single customer of ours into a brand champion, somebody who's going to turn around and talk about what we do and how we serve them. Just imagine that. Think about this. How many customers do you have right now? And what if each one of those brought you one extra person? Or what if half of those customers brought you one extra person, Or what if, wow, somebody becomes a raving fan of yours. You really helped them out. Maybe there was, some legal identity thing that Anna sold to this. And then a month later, they get hacked and it saves their butt. You know what I mean? Protects them from all of that identity theft. They come back to Anna and they're like, oh my God, I'm so thankful I saw that video that you had updated on your card and added identity theft protection to my account, because I just got hacked. And then Anna's like, hey, can I grab a testimonial of that? Or, you mind sharing? No, I don't want to. I'll give you a testimonial, but I'm going to share it with the world. And then all of a sudden that person becomes a brand champion of Anna and brings her the next 5 customers. It's much easier to keep an existing customer and get an existing customer referral than it is to generate a new prospect or go out and develop a prospect to a customer. So we have to be thinking strategically about that and about those things in our business. We're looking for the path of least resistance, but it doesn't mean we don't have to work, right? We have to put that focused work in the areas that are going to best perform for us. So if you're not tapping into your existing customers, supporting your existing customers, if you're one of the many people where the moment you get a customer, you're turning your focus over to the next prospect and you're sort of leaving your customers into the wind, there's a massive opportunity right there for you to boost your business. Okay, guys, I know we did a lot today. I know we just went through 3 ways to build a card. The only 4th way that I've got up here is custom. And custom is a mix between the desktop builder, right? The mobile builder potentially, and cloning cards. But it's more like the template is fixed for that individual. They're only able to modify certain things. There is a cost to having custom templates. And typically we as an organization do custom templates when we're working with brands, leaders, and teams where you have a large group that's going to use the same thing. And you want either everybody saying the same message, using the same messaging. You need some security and compliance where you want to restrict their ability to change or modify things. Like it's got to be your video or your company's brand, and there's no additional stuff. And maybe they're just adding their photo, their name, their image and stuff like that. So with that being said, I'll open this up. Yeah, Anna, go ahead.
Just really quick, because I know you have to go. When you talk about them having control of the, what's on the card for their organization, there are organizations that just want to have their logo up in the card. So everybody in the organization that gets a card through them has their little logo at the top. This is where I got it. They don't want to control what goes in there. They just want that logo up there.
Yep. So what I love about a custom template, and Anna, to your point, and sort of in closing here, and good thing I've got this standing rolling desk. We're going to roll a little bit closer to the whiteboard here. We're going to turn around and right here, see, I draw the box. Hopefully you guys can see this. Maybe not. Let me grab this other for my big marker, and I don't want to do a permanent one.
We can change our view to speaker and we can see it better.
Yeah, if you want. Okay, Anna, when we talk about a custom card, and I'm looking at the custom card here right now, to your point, as a custom card, you choose what is editable and what is not. So if you're a brand where you just want the branding or the logo at the top to be fixed, that element will be locked. They can come in and change everything else. You could even position what's going to be on there. Maybe it's their image, their name, their contact info, and a button. You know what I mean? And then you say, look, you can edit everything, but you just can't edit the logo. You can do that with a custom template. Or you could come in and say, it's not their information. It's the company information. So we're putting a big video on here, but we don't want to allow them to change the video. So that video becomes locked. And pardon my little lock icon.
Yeah, it works good.
You know what I mean? The social links, maybe they're the company's social links and not the rep's social links.
And some of them will even have referral links.
Yep. And we've even done it too, where we can pass through. The button is locked and it goes out to a URL for their shopping cart, but the ID, the rep ID number that's in that URL is modifiable. So we've got a lot of flexibility when we go down the path of custom templates. And I would say cloning and custom templates are going to be the fastest way to build cards. Desktop is going to give you the most flexibility. And mobile is going to be the simplest and easiest way to build a card if you're fine with a fixed template. Okay. Or you need to edit it from your mobile device.
Cool.
So guys, that's it in a nutshell, a quick breakdown of ways to create your card. Any questions from anybody out there or any other tips, tricks, things anybody wants to share with the group here today before we jump off? We got like 5 minutes left.
Just go be a good daddy.
Awesome. Well, then with that being said, guys, I'm going to leave you with the remaining 5 minutes of my 45-minute block. I'm going to get out and see my daughter today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. With that being said, guys, a little bit of housekeeping as we wrap this stuff up. It's Tuesday. We've got a call on Thursday left for this week. We've got a call on Friday. Thursday is going to be the Roundtable Mastermind, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Adjust for your time zone. Friday with the founders on Friday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Adjust for your time zone. I encourage you, do what we just talked about. Go back, review your cards. Decide if you want to convert a desktop or a mobile card to a desktop card. You're welcome if you opened up my card and saved it to your card index. You can clone my template. If you come across somebody else's template, reach out to them. If it's non-clonable, ask them if you can clone it, etc. Or if it's unlocked, go on ahead and clone it and make those adjustments. One tip on cloning cards, make sure you go through all of the fields, all of the buttons, and make sure you put in your information. If you're cloning verbatim, the links in there may be the previous person's links. So you want to update them to be yours. Otherwise, you're going to be promoting somebody else. And just get out there and share and use it. If you do have questions, reach out to somebody. Make it an amazing day. Make sure you're taking action and following your weekly plan, everybody. This is huge. Let's make forward progress towards our goals. And I will see everybody on Thursday's Roundtable Mastermind call. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.